When 200 of the Russian YE classes of steam locomotives were stranded in America due to an overthrowment of the government, it was bought up by many American railroad companies and was regauged to the standard gauge and began operations around with said American railroads. One of these railroads was the Seaboard Airline, which inherited 20 from the American Locomotive Company, or ALCO, and were used on its system across the Seaboard Airline. The Seaboard liked these versatile machines, as they would put it. They were used on the logging and floss of freight services on light rail branches in Florida, although some of them can be seen outside of the state of Florida. After the initial 20, 10 more were bought out from the DT&I, and a further 8 more were bought out from the GF&A, which brings them a total of 38 Russian decapods bought out by the Seaboard Airline. They were so versatile, in fact, that they were placed on the freight services on the branch lines that are laid light and have undulating terrain, and they can traverse through them without it being a bit too bumpy, and all in one piece. The old decapods were nicknamed Russians by the Seaboard Airline men that worked with them, and they were even used on drag freight services pulling iron ore from Cartersville in Georgia towards Rock Market via a junction at Rock Market's east, in which the line today is now a hiking trail. Around the early 1950s, the Russian decapods began to be withdrawn. However, a Georgian-based railroad company known as the Gainesville Midland Railway had bought out a surplus of Russian decapods from the Seaboard Airline and replaced them in the goods service on freight trains until they were all withdrawn by 1959. As of today, a lone survivor of the Seaboard Airlines decapods remained in preservation, numbered 544. It spent its working life around North Carolina at the Hamlet and Raleigh depots until being withdrawn in the early 1950s and soon sold to the Gainesville Midland Railroad until 1959, where it was withdrawn and was later saved for preservation. The locomotive was placed on display at Atlanta, Georgia in 1965 before being bought out by the North Carolina Railroad Company in 1980, which then was donated to the state of North Carolina, and as of today, it currently resides at the North Carolina Transportation Museum in Spencer, where it remains to this day. Now cosmetically restored and now on site display for everyone to see and to learn about its history.